Today's going to be a really long day. We have 2 cheetah that we have to capture in order to get them to Malawi. We need to arrive in Malawi before dark in order to land in the park. Unfortunately, the baboons have shown up and they've created a bit of stress in her. So as Chris approached in order to dart her, she did spot him and she moved to the other side of the boma.
I'm very, very happy with how things have gone so far, and hopefully the rest of the day goes well.
There's always a risk when the animal's asleep. They're not able to regulate their body temperature as well. We just want to get as much fluids into them as possible, get the processing done quickly, and wake them up without having to top up that anesthesia at all. Because we have a long day of relocations ahead of us, we do want to move as quickly as possible. We have a 4.5-hour flight ahead of us. Luckily, the cheetah are awake, so we don't have as much to manage in the way of like an anesthesia. We just want to make sure they remain calm. Being part of this project is a really surreal feeling. In 2017, cheetah had been missing out of Malawi for just over 20 years. So it was a really exciting opportunity to reestablish the species in the country. 4 cheetah were brought into Liwonde National Park to establish a population here. I was on the ground and I had started doing the monitoring of those individuals, and it was an incredibly stressful time. We were so worried about how those 4 individuals would do and how they would adapt to the park. African Parks has created this safe space that we can bring cheetah into, and they've done such a great job managing the population here. What's been really amazing is there's actually been over 43 cubs that have been born in the park since the reintroduction in 2017. However, the vast majority of those actually belong to one female and her offspring, her female offspring. Bringing new cheetah into Liwonde allows us to make sure that we're maintaining that genetic integrity that we need of both populations, even though they are doing well. They're actually mostly just sitting down or sleeping, which is fantastic. That's exactly what we want. The day took a bit longer than we were anticipating, and we got in really at the last few minutes before sunset. It's about an hour drive to the boma, which is the enclosure they're going to be offloaded into. They'll stay there for about 2 weeks before they're released in the park. It's just a nice time for them to adjust to the sights and the smells and the sounds of the new area. The animals are going into a new area, and although it's enclosed, you always worry that they're going to run out of the boxes and potentially hit the fences and they could injure themselves. Although we're tired and it's been a really long day, once the animals are out of the boxes, once they've come out calmly and slowly, and you see that they're walking okay, and they kind of go off and find somewhere to lie down, it's a big sense of relief. Cheetah are listed as a threatened species, and worldwide it's estimated that there's actually only around 7,000 individuals left in the wild. One of the biggest issues they're facing is that their range has been massively contracted, and that's usually due to human development. So cheetah actually only exist in about 9% of their historical range. So we're essentially aiding in that recolonization and bringing cheetah back into areas that is their historical range and helping rebuild their population numbers as a result.